we're saving the best until last. Jose Angel Costa, CIO at Exeter.
Okay,
Hello.
thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Thank you also to Soutami for the invitation. So my role today is to be a coordinator in between our discussion or chat that we have in between all three, and I'll try to coordinate the timing as well. Okay, so I think we will be sharing a little bit before what would be the main challenges that we have in between our different businesses, and I would say that we have in common at least to find, I would say, the way to go for future generations to go to a greater and more green, let's say, businesses, no? And together with that, also, we have the same objectives in terms of looking for the transition of some of the technologies that are enabled to doing that from different perspectives. I hope we would be able today to let's say, to talk and to see and to share with all of you also this from different perspectives, as I said. And I would say that this will be summarizing the main objective, no? For doing that, I would maybe ask some first question. First is the presentation of our companies and which is our vision. Maybe Sam, can you start?
Sure, of course. I'm Sam. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Depoly. We're a chemical recycling company that is tackling the global plastic problem, and we do this with enhanced recycling, so we can break down the polymer to the main raw materials that make it up. We can sell that back to businesses as a drop-in, for example, to make new plastics, or we can do the polycondensation reaction itself to create, new shoes, new household items, kind of whatever is in that plastic sphere of items that the people are buying.
Okay. So I'm Jose Angel, I'm CEO in Exeter Be Circular. Our company provides after-sales services, maintenance, repairs, refurbishment, in guarantee of warranty extensions, and all around services in after-sales services, including software solutions. Our company currently repairs around 500,000 units per year, and our main purpose is to increase the lifetime of IT devices and minimize the impact for the environment. Well, one of our latest solutions is a digital green passport for electronic and non-electronic devices, which consists in a sort of solution which includes a lot of information, including traceability of the items, certifications, environmental certifications, carbon footprints, repair history, which will be a future requirement of the European Commission for the coming years.
Okay. Well, in my case, I'm coming from Mondragon Group. This is a multi-sectorial business group with around 160 companies right now. Number one in industrial cooperativism and working in very different sectors right now. I represent the Mondragon Business Development Center. Our main task in our group is trying to enhance the entrepreneurship, mainly through these kind of activities in open innovation, but also historically from what we call venture building and today also venture capital. No? The areas in which we are very involved are several. I mean, from industry, the entrepreneurial, let's say, industry in general. This is transversal, or what means production of products or process lines is something that we like to do it. But then, of course, the health is becoming important, agri-food, and mainly and above all, probably is the sustainability. And in terms of sustainability, also touching different sectors, I would say that all our production and consumption models should be going to a sustainable, let's say, stage. And for doing that, all what is related in terms of energy, we are very active on that, creating through the entrepreneurship projects, probably new activities regarding the climate change as well, and moving also gradually to what is sustainable mobility, and in some cases also storage energy and so on. No? So very open and very broad activities, but I would say that specifically the topic that we have today is one of the most important ones in our businesses right now. Okay, well, regarding the technologies that we each have in terms of probably, well, for the chemical point of view also, in the recycling of the chemicals, but also in the ICT sector also, in your case, you have also some other examples that we believe are very interesting as well. What is, in your opinion, the strength that the technology is giving to the new model of businesses?
Yeah, I think that it's sort of it's something that we all have to tackle together from different areas of technology. Looking at from a chemical point of view, we rely heavily on the stuff that already exists to make it better. There was a pitch earlier today, and apologies if I forget her name, but she made a really good point, is you're not reinventing the wheel for all the back end, you're reinventing it to make it just better to accommodate what exists currently and what needs to be tackled. And I think we need to have this kind of view on our technology and new technology on how to bring this to the market so that it can be brought into the consumer realm fast and simply, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, in our sector is IT, obviously. Our customers are already kept in the dark about the repairs history of the devices, and we can help them to make better decision to whether if they have to buy a refurbished item or buy a new one. So to get that, we need a lot of information, as much information as possible, to provide the customers. So, and this should be reliable information, and they need to trust them. So to get that, we use our IT platform with blockchain technology, artificial intelligence algorithms to provide them reliable information to take the decision better. So,
okay. Okay. Well, in terms of the business model, how innovative should be the business model in your opinion, in your two businesses, for instance, and what are the main risks? In our experience, it's not very easy to find in this specific topic sustainable, and I would say sustainable business models. So what's your experience on this?
I mean, for us, the technology for us has to be sustainable. We're fighting against oil and gas, so if your technology is worse than what already exists, then nobody's going to accept it. So we have to focus on making sure that our life cycle analysis is really good, we can explain it to people, demonstrate it, but then that we can also complement the current existing system, for example, in a B2B model, which is where we mainly exist, so that we can be a drop-in solution for them, so that they don't have to reinvent or change their infrastructure. It's really easy for them to adopt our product. And I think at least for chemical industry, you have to have this sort of pathway, because if you require people to completely change, billion-dollar infrastructure projects that exist, it's going to be a lot harder to get that into a B2B market than something that's just drop-in, for example.
Okay. In our case, the information is key. And a kind of project like that, there are some barriers we need to solve. And one of them is to gather information in some parts of the life span of the devices, in particular in the last one, the recycling one. Is really difficult to trace the units item by item. And we need to try to solving that with companies like Mondragon, for example, as you know. And about the business model is really important. Don't forget that to many companies is instead of using a technology like us, which is really a well decision in terms of impact to the environment. There are another solutions with fewer impacts, environmentally talking, that could be easy to choose, which is called greenwashing, obviously. And we don't need to forget that it's really important, because the customer can choose one of those at the risk of customer finding out that the company not seems greener than they really are. And finding to don't trust them at the end. No?
Okay. Well, changing the topic regarding the partnership and the investment, no? I maybe will comment about the investment as well. But in terms of partnership, how important are the partners in your business, if there are, no?
For us, it's extremely important. We want to work with customers and companies that their focus is sustainability, that they're trying to push their product to the next level, and that they internally they know what they need to do and how to get there. So having those partnerships are great to develop new products, new lines, kind of everything in the recycling market for them. It also gives startups, I think, a little bit more credibility, and it de-risks us in the eyes of other investors. If you can say, I'm partnering with some big name company to tackle their sustainability issue to get them to reach the, the Paris Agreement and all the other accords that exist right now for CO2, for example. When we approach an investor and we discuss this with them and we say that, I think there's a little bit more of credibility on our side than just we can, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. For us, any partner in any size is really important because our challenge is huge, is provide as much information as possible to the customer to make then the best decision, environmentally talking, and we need to solve a lot of issues in a lot of parts of the lifespan. So for this reason, we work with manufacturers, with industrial companies, with recycling companies, and with their software, with integration with us. Our company is, and our software is API first, so integration is in the core of our technology to save to specific tools with specific information to improve our value proposition and features and provide then as much information as possible to raise awareness to the customers in the environment.
Okay. Well, at least from our perspective, we are also an investor, a corporate venture investor. Even though we are a group of cooperatives, we found also very interesting these new ecosystems that are running right now. I mean, the speed is one of the things that we like a lot on this. And then also the enormous number of opportunities from different profiles. No? So as mentioned before, in sustainability, we are very active. We have many companies that are being impacted by the news that are coming from this specific topic. The use we invest is something around we find one of our businesses, usually it's a cooperative, who is also interested in investing in this opportunity, and together with that, we put also our corporate capital risk fund. And we used to go in minority. The idea is to make bigger and stronger that specific opportunity. We like to say also that we offer to the market our industrial profile, also our commercial profile. We are in many sectors, so we can help to go to the market. And finally, of course, also the financial partnership. No? But not looking for majorities. At the end of the day, we are looking for a confidence and to have a long relationship. No? This is probably the strategy we're implementing during the last already 7 years, and it's doing very well in our organization. Okay, so I would say I also put something about good cases, no? Good cases. I would say some good examples that we have in our hands that maybe is interesting to share with the audience.
In terms of recycling and everything like this, at least from the chemical world, it's probably amazing the amount of plastic that everybody interacts with on a regular day that they don't realize is plastic. And the more you get into like the recycling area, you realize the more of this actually isn't being recycled. It's either incinerated or landfilled. Mm-hmm. There's technology out there right now that is able to take, your blazers, your pants, your shoes, everything you're kind of wearing on yourselves right now, and break it down to the main raw chemicals and make, oil-free plastic. And that's what we do. This is what we're trying to aim. So, I think a lot of people don't think about their garbage. I think a lot of people don't think about their waste. And if you get a chance, you should really look into it. Start looking at the bottom of everything that you can recycle, that you can give away, and just you'll start seeing it exists everywhere, and it needs to be recycled.
Okay, good.
Yeah, for us, we have already some success case with using our technology in some customers from different sectors. For example, we have a client which provides a lot of smartphones, refurbished ones,
yes.
To customers in France and in Spain, and they want to provide a reliable and transparent information about the tests and the process that their smartphone has passed in their laboratory, so the customer can choose better these kind of devices provided for this company instead of another one, very important companies, because they have more information to have a better decisions and more environmentally aware about the impact of these devices. Another success case could be to reintroduce in the supply chains of some manufacturers a specific component in the recycling process and reintroduce in the manufacturing process with a second brand, a more sustainable one. No?
Interesting. Okay, well, in my case, I like to mention the partnership that we have with Exita. In fact, we knew each other about a year and a half ago, and we tried to do something together. And the result of all this reflection is that today we have built a new NewCo, I would say, by the beginning of this year. It's called Circularity. Is now in the audience, so you will be probably noticing about what's going on this. It's a NewCo that is trying to combine, let's say, the forces that Exita has in the electronic sector, the long years experience, already 20 years around this, working on that specific vertical, and our feeling that the proximity that we have in the industrial sector with different components, equipments of all our activities, can have a good connection together. So Circular Reply is trying to offer a value proposition, is combining consultancy to companies, I would say, trying to move in the transition of the Industry 4.0 circular, and trying to create KPIs and also an action plan for getting that, but then also offering specific tools which are already tested and are in the process. And those tools are coming from the IE platform, which is already tested, and is giving all the cycles view of the different products that the company could have, and the traceability is assured with that to take, let's say, the components that are the interesting ones for a residual, let's say, utilization. And then also well, in this case, the Digital Pass also is another product that is being offered by Circular Reply right now, and is becoming more and more interesting. Certifications are already there, and what we have found also in the market is that it's not easy that the current business model are profitable, in the sense that it's very easy, if not by this technology, to get all the information in the line of the production. No? So I think there are different value propositions, and we both, I think, we hope that it will be a successful history for all of us. No? Okay, so I also mentioned to my colleagues that maybe there is an inspirational company that can be interesting for us to mention today, that can be interesting to see as an objective for when we are older, let's say, on these businesses, no? If any.
I mean, in the chemical world, there's a lot of startups out there that I think are really interesting to watch, that are tackling the problem from different ways. We're from Switzerland. There's another startup called Bloom that does not the same, but something similar to us with lignin. I think that's really interesting, and I think at least in the chemical world, the startups are always the ones to watch, because they're the ones that are really starting to make, new technology, new waves, and new processes.
Okay.
Thank you for, we were all, so, because I consider old already.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, maybe not so inspirational, but definitely we need to do that. The European Commission are trying to join some project groups or associations to solve this problem, to minimize the waste of the electronic devices, joining forces with governments, manufacturers, associations, recycling companies, and we need to follow them, and they're working because it's a long term. Is because the next coming regulation in the following years, maybe in 3 or 4 years, it had to be mandatory for the manufacturer to have a solution like ours, in this case. So we are working now in this solution and providing to the market, but we are following this association and some integration methodology, transactional features of the products. But not only this kind of association, every company, every startup could be an opportunity to add a product, give more solvency to our solution, and include these opportunities in this part of our value proposition.
Very good. Thank you for that. Okay, then, well, in our case, it's a little bit what I have already said before. I mean, many new companies are about to enter in the market. For all of them are inspirational. The one that I know more of you is both of you are very interesting. The problems that we have are very close with the solutions that you are offering. So I would say, I don't know if you want to add something else. Otherwise, we will sum up for today.
On my side, no.
It's okay.
Any question or something like that?
That's it. If you have any question. Interesting to see, we are about 65 years already in market. You are 20 years, you are 3-4 years in the market. So different perspective, different transitions for the same, let's say, objective, no? Any question that would you like to share with us? Otherwise, it's finished. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.